guys, it's Renee. So I haven't filmed in quite a while now, and I'm hoping a lot of you guys have seen my last video. If you haven't, pause this one and quickly go watch that because it will help explain a little bit of where on earth I have been in the last few months. But onto today's video, which is an awesome collab I was super excited to be invited to be a part of through Melissa Bubbles here on YouTube. Now I will link down below all the other ladies who are part of this collab. It is a Pretty Little Liars makeup look, and it's from the Game Over Charles episode. Now the character I'm doing, and you'll see behind me, is Aria. Now I have tried to sort of do like an inspired type look, and I did try and pin up most of my hair to sort of give myself the same type of look and length as hers. It's not quite the same, but just try and keep in mind it is inspired. So I will start off with a base, and I'll go ahead and do my foundation and my concealer. So I'll be using the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation. This one is in 100 Ivory. And then for concealer, I've got the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Custard Medium 1. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply those. Now the reason I chose this particular foundation is because it isn't too full coverage. It does have a bit of a luminous glowy look to it, but from what I can see in the pictures of Aria, she seems to sort of have a not too full coverage look. You can sort of still see a little bit of her skin peeking through, so I thought I would choose this one. I have been using this one quite a bit lately anyway because it just seems to give a really nice finish to the face. Okay, so I am going to go in with just a little bit of concealer just to a few different areas on my face, just to give a tiny little bit more coverage, but not too much. Alright, so I'm happy with that for the foundation. So I will just quickly go in with the Bare Minerals concealer. This is the eye brightener in Well Rested, and I'm just going to set right underneath the eyes just to stop any concealer from creasing. Because I do tend to get oily skin, I'm just going to go in with a face powder, just lightly to set the foundation. This is the Australis Fresh and Flawless Pressed Powder in Deep Natural. Alright, so I'm quite happy with that base. Now with the photo, it is a little bit difficult to sort of tell the rest of what's sort of happening with her complexion because it doesn't really look like she has any bronzer on or blush, but I am going to do a little bit of bronzing and a little bit of blush just to give a bit of liveliness to the face, just so it doesn't look too completely flat, but I won't go overboard. So with the bronzer, I'll do a tiny little bit. This is the Mary Kay Sheer Dimensions powder in Chiffon Natural, and I'll just do a tiny little bit sort of around the edges of my face just to give a little bit of dimension. Even though realistically, looking at the photo, it looks like she doesn't really have any of this, but I always prefer the look of myself with a little bit of bronzer. I very rarely ever not bronze the face, so just a tiny little bit. And then just for a little natural pop on the cheeks, I've got a blush here from Kmart. Now I don't believe it has a name on it, but it's part of their OXX blushes, and it's just like this orangey It's got a little bit of a sheen to it, but it's just this orangey peach shade. So I'll just put a little bit on the cheeks. Alright, so I'm going to do brows next, and I'll zoom you guys in a little bit. Her brows do look quite thick. They don't necessarily look too defined, but they do look quite sort of thick and bulky. So I've got my Benefit Gimme Brow sort of brow mascara. This is in medium deep, and I'm going to sort of fill them in, and then I will finish it off with the Essence Clear Lash and Brow Gel. And the good thing about this sort of like it's like a little brow wand is it has these tiny little fibers, and they attach to your brow hairs, and it will actually thicken up your brows quite a bit and fill them in, which I really like. I've been using this for quite a while now, and it's literally the only brow product I need to use, and it just it gives a really natural look. You just have to have a very light hand and just do little strokes as you go, and you'll see that they just slowly fill in. But it's definitely a really nice, quick and easy product to use. And I find sometimes if I've gone a little bit heavy on any areas of the brows, the clear lash gel will kind of just distribute the product a little bit more evenly, so they won't look too out of place. Thank you. So that's brows done, which I'm pretty happy with. I do seem to have a little bit more light on one side of me, so it kind of looks like this eyebrow is a little bit darker, but I can assure you they are relatively even anyway. Okay, so for eyes, now again, you really can't see a whole lot with this makeup look. It really just looks like a smoky, darkish type eye, sort of towards the outer edges. So I'm just going to kind of improvise and go with it. So I'll start by smudging some brown shadows that I have. Now I've got this is sort of like my Makeup Geek slash, I think I have one MAC shadow in here, and I'm pretty sure all the rest are Makeup Geek shadows. So I'm just going to take a fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in with MAC Concrete, which is sort of this like charcoaly brown, and then I'm going to go in with a tiny little bit of Makeup Geek Cocoa Bear, and I'll just smudge that on the top and the bottom lashes. So what I do is I just sort of dip a tiny little bit in here, and then a little bit in here, and tap that off, and I'll just run it sort of along the top and the bottom lash line, sort of focusing on the very outer edges. Slowly like to build up that color, just so it doesn't get too intense too fast, because it's harder to take away any color than to build it up. Okay, so I'm going to go in with some other MAC eyeshadows that I've got, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of MAC Smut, which is kind of like this charcoaly grey. So now I've got a bit of a smoky look. I'm just going to get a clean blending brush and just blend all of that out into really nothing. So now I've got a bit of a smudged look there. I'm going to go in with an eyeliner. Now I am going to go in with a pencil. This is the Rimmel Scandaleyes Waterproof Liner in black. And I'm going to sort of messily line the outer edge on my top lash line. Now it doesn't really look like she has any kind of wing, it just looks quite smudged out. So once I've sort of got that on there, which does look a little bit funny, I'm going to go in with a smudger brush and then just slowly smudge that out. I'm just going to add a little bit to the waterline just on the bottom edges there. And I'll smudge it just a tiny little bit. And then I'm going to go back in with the smut eyeshadow, and I'm just going to sort of lay that on top. And that will just help to set that eyeshadow just a little bit. Okay, now again I'm going to go in with a normal, just clean blending brush and just blend the edges there. Now to finish off the eyes, I'm going to go in with a mascara. This is the Rimmel Wake Me Up mascara. That's the base and the eyes done. Now really the last touch of this is the lip colour, and I really quite like this colour of the lips. It is really quite natural, and I was having a look through my collection and I feel like these two lipsticks look like they will go really nicely. So I've got Angel and Blankety from MAC. So I'm going to sort of mix the two of them together and try and get sort of a similar colour. It doesn't really look like she's got a full-on lip colour, but it is just quite natural. So I'll go ahead and mix Blankety with it to sort of give it a bit of a nuder type look. And I think that's a pretty close colour match to the lips, I think. So I'm really happy with that. That is the look complete. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me try and create this inspired look by Aria from Pretty Little Liars. Please make sure to check out the other ladies in this collab and let me know what you think of the look. I'm definitely not used to sort of the dark eyes. It's not really something I tend to do. I'm sort of not really the smoky eye type person, but I don't mind this look. You could definitely wear it to some fancy nights out or something, which would be lovely. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.